It's quite a kind of frenetic and urban area. We felt it was really important to maximise every bit of greenery and make that a real central focus to the house. Our house is in the middle of Peckham. It's quite an urban place, as anyone who's been to Peckham knows, although our street is a little bit of a back street.
I remember first coming to the plot when Percy had bought it, and I never thought that a house this big would be able to fit on the plot. The number one thing that I wanted was space, because we lived in very small flats beforehand, and also wanted an idea of some kind of nature around you, even though it's very urban.
Because it was a self-build project, we really had almost too many opportunities to change our mind.
It meant that there was nobody to rein in their creativity, so it was really limitless, and they had a lot of option anxiety along the way.
When we were designing the house, we were really conscious to try and make sure that it felt woven into its immediate context. We have a multi-storey car park opposite. To the south, we have a Victorian terrace, and to the north, we have some local authority housing.
We saw the design of this house as a way to reconcile those kind of quite disparate pieces of architecture, and we've tried to kind of use the form and the detailing to reflect those.
From the get-go, we wanted the house to have a kind of peaceful quality in what's a very hectic part of London. And so this idea very quickly emerged of a kind of house within 3 gardens. So you have the front garden, the rear garden, and perhaps the most special and unusual part of the house, the roof garden.
I've never seen a greenhouse on the roof before. Yeah. And friends of mine have gone past on the train, and before they've come to the house, they've seen the house from the train, because, who else has got a greenhouse on their roof?
We really wanted it to feel like a garden, not just a roof terrace. It feels like a real oasis when you're up there.
Also, the sliding back of the door to get up there reminds people of a boat, which is quite interesting because we used to live on a boat.
We did used to live on a boat. It's a space that both gives the project an element of surprise, but it also has a real function to it.
Peckham is definitely known for its rooftop bars, I'd say. So I think we're number 5 of Peckham's rooftop bars now.
Building, unfortunately, can generate quite a lot of waste. We very quickly looked for ways to minimise that. So we managed to use all the offcuts from the bricks on the facade for the garden paths and the external landscaping. In the living room, there's a very beautiful end grain floor, and that floor is made from the offcuts of the timber that we used for the primary structure.
It's a lovely kind of feature of the house. Now it feels like something that's been there for 100 years. It's not a perfect thing, but it kind of feels like one of these old school floors that you see that hold so much character, and it kind of gives a feeling of coziness.
Throughout the project, there's a kind of arch or curved motif that repeats.
We saw the curves as a counterpoint to the form of the house, which is quite a minimal monolithic form, and then to soften that, we introduced this series of curves which reference the local architecture.
One thing that was nice about this project was that Percy and Tom were able to take more risks. They were able to choose more unusual materials.
In the hallway, for instance, we used lime plaster in 3 different ways. On one part of the wall, we've got it just troweled on, and then another point where we've got the blockwork, we painted it on and sanded it back, so it has this really nice kind of soft, pillowy effect. And then on the underside of the stair, we sprayed it onto the stair, and so it's the same material but applied in 3 different ways. Elsewhere, we've also used a lot of timber, which is used both inside and out to give a slightly more natural finish. On the exterior of the building, the predominant material is brick. It's a much softer handmade brick, so it's very textural.
The motif of the brickwork was an attempt to add visual interest, delicacy and craft to what's otherwise quite a minimal and restrained form. It was our way of trying to make the building kind of feel less heavy and lighter and crafted and kind of joyful.
The way that the kitchen and the dining room and the lounge are in an L shape really enhances our life, because you feel like you've got the separation with the cosy lounge without it being one big open space, but yet you can have people round and cook in the kitchen and be doing Play-Doh at the table whilst you're trying to make a meal.
During the build, we decided to retain the builder's lift, which has now become a dumbwaiter in the middle of the stairwell, and our son absolutely loves it and he plays with it all the time.
It's a joyful and characterful family home that I feel very lucky to have been a part of the designing and making. It's been an experience that Percy and I will never forget as a practice. It's just had this lovely combination of designing, being on site building, working with friends.
When we moved in, it wasn't completely finished. For quite a long period, I felt like I was living in my to-do list. But after about 6 months, I started to enjoy it a lot more. Then it'd be really nice to kind of have family moments here, and that feels quite special.
Sitting on the corner of the sofa there and looking out at the trees and the round door, you can feel like you're in a little cabin in the countryside, and actually you're in the middle of Peckham, right in the middle of the city.